Hi you guys. My name is Rose Moore. I am the creator, founder of the royoyoga yoga business, Facebook group, all those things. Today, if you saw my little scheduled announcement, I am going to be talking about how I do my tarot readings, and I'm going to demonstrate with my own tarot reading. It's going to be very vulnerable. It's going to be very eye-opening about the Rose Moore experience. And it'll be fun. So to start us off, this is the deck that I read for myself. It's backwards, I know, I'm so sorry. It is the Spirit Speak Tarot deck. It was created in Oakland, California by Mary Elizabeth Evans. She created the artwork, and it also comes with this adorable little book. And like, if I made a book, this is probably what mine would look like too, because I don't know how to use the internet. But like, she actually writes out in her handwriting all the pages. So it's hard to read. Don't recommend it if you are the type of person who likes to read the author's intent, which is totally valid, but it'll be hard for you if you're reading for someone else. But I love it for myself. Okay, so before we start, another thing I'm going to do, you're going to love this, I'm going to show you how I do my own incense. So I make my own incense, you guys. It's really cool. I'm just like gonna spray the ashes. Whew. Okay, there's ashes everywhere now. I got this thing, it's like a cauldron. You just get it, it's like a thing. I use hookah charcoal pucks. The hookah charcoal puck is what is going to be what the incense actually sits on. And then this is it. So I got all kinds of stuff. I got like, this is hibiscus, I haven't used it yet. I've got desert sage. Don't worry, it's not white sage. I have some of that too. I get them as gifts sometimes, but lavender, dragon's blood, and you can also put essential oils in it. So I've got some patchouli oil in there too. And then just put it in a little baggie. Looks like crack cocaine. I don't know what crack cocaine looks like. And we just scoop it. This is my little scoop, I guess, for today. Scoop it into the briquette. And you don't want too much, honestly. So there's two kinds of things. This is a resin. That's what looks like crack cocaine. It's not. It's just the gum of like a pine tree or something. Like whatever it is you get. That one I did not. See, it kind of looks like this. I don't know if you can see this. It just looks like junk. So you put it on the briquette. Okay. I don't usually do this as a demonstration, so it might just be super messy. Okay, looks like that. You can see my cat hair for sure. Okay, then all you do, if you're like in the Middle East or whatever, they have a little fancy little fork you can use. I don't have a fancy little fork, so I'm just gonna use my hands. That's not what I would recommend though. Get the fancy little fork. And then light it on fire. Like that. Place it in your cauldron-y thingy. Ooh, see, look at that. It's just like tons and tons of smoke immediately. It's awesome. And so I have a really giant. Hi, everybody who's there. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Erin. Thank you for coming in. I'll wave at you. Hi. Hi. Okay. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. I can see them now. I couldn't see them before because I'm an old person. So the purpose of the incense is I can actually cleanse my deck with them. Because like I said, it's got sage in it, it's got rose hips, it's got like whatever you need for your intention. If I do this for somebody else's reading, I'll probably just use a bundle of sage because that's what I have. But for myself, I made this last year for the fall solstice and I still have it. So that's how often I do it. If you guys want any, let me know. So you just do that. Some of you, if you might have seen me do this, and then do a little bit more. I only do this once a day. So if you're the third reader I have for the day, I will have already done it. You won't get to see it. If you want to be the first person for the day to get it, let me know. Because I can schedule you first or whatever. Okay. So I'm going to let this just keep going. Don't worry about me. It's going to fill the whole basement with this beautiful scent, which I can't even describe. It's just so beautiful. Okay. So, first things first, I told you like a million things. The spread that I'm going to be using is called the Celtic Knot. This comes with every book that you ever get on tarot. It's the first thing you learn. It looks like this. By the way, this is the Book of Tarot by Daniel Knoll. Looks like this. You may have seen this on TV even. So it's got like past, present, future, then it's got like all the stuff in your environment, and that's all backwards. But I'll go through it with you. The first card is the signifier. Now, if you have a tarot reading with me, I do not pick a signifier. I shuffle the deck. I ask you if you want to cut the deck, yes or no, and then the first card on the top is going to be your signifier. I do this because most people don't know what they want to talk about, and that's totally cool because there's like two kinds of readings. It's like either you want a yes or no question, you want to know one thing specifically, in which case I would not do this spread, or the general reading where you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what I want, just tell me something, just tell me what the guides have to say. That's another discussion, but this is, I use it just signifier, the guides pick it. And so I got the Three of Cups. I think it's cups, right? Yeah. Three of Cups. By the way, I have not read my cards yet. I only placed them. So, I'm going to get this out of my face. Three of Cups. If you look at this card, this is what I'll say to you during your reading. I'll say, look at this card. Do you notice the balloons? What do you think about balloons? I'll be like, I don't know, parties. And I'll be like, exactly, a party of three. Because 3 is the magic number. As long as you're not a jerk, there will be no third wheel here. You will just have the ultimate friend group experience right here. You can tell because all of the triangle's edges are all the same, oh, come on, you guys, what's it? Degree. It's so you know it's all balanced. And then I would say there's flowers coming out of the cups. It's just a huge celebration card. And this is true with the Rider-Waite as well. I don't have that to show you. I didn't think to do that, but maybe next time I will. If you want to see comparisons of the artwork, let me know in the comments. So that represents the signifier, which is my current moon cycle, if you do it once a month. The next card, which is on top of it, so it'll be this card on top, represents the heart of the matter. I also like to read this as the first under one. This is you, your intention. This is what the world sees, which is different from the book, but I don't care. What the world is seeing is my Wheel of Fortune. Okay? And this obviously makes sense for me. I don't know if it's obvious for you. So I'm going to explain it. Wheel of Fortune is the karmic cycle in your life. And karmic cycles can go round and around and around and create the same problem over and over and over again. And if you get the Wheel of Fortune, that means that you've overcome one of these karmic problems in your life. Now, let's go back to where I had it placed, which is how other people see me. I would say people think I'm doing pretty good and, you know, like I've got it figured out, which, I mean, some people have said to me, I'm trying my best, you guys, but apparently that's how other people are seeing me. And that's okay, because I just finished my yoga teacher training, which is like the end of a cycle. So it totally makes sense, starting my business, that new stuff. And I don't know if you guys have seen my healing journey, but that's insane too, and I'm in a really good place. So that's what I would say for that. The next card we'll look at is the root. That means this happened in the past. This was the root that grew into my Three of Cups. Does that make sense? So it's kind of a past card, but it's also incredibly attached to that first card. And I got the Five of Cups. Okay? So the next thing I would say is look at these cups. Look at these cups. What do they look like to you? They're spilling out all that water. It looks like toxic sludge. This lady's crying, or this person. And then we've got these two other cups behind him or her. And so I would say, I mean, I know what this card means, but just based on the illustration, you can see that this is about despair. And cups represent people in your lives. Generally, always people in your lives. Just like my first card, the Three of Cups, was about a party of people. This is about the separation of people and the heartbreak. Which also makes sense because, I mean, if you've been following me for a long time, you know that I had to say goodbye to some of my friends because I was just too sick and they couldn't handle me at the time. And I just had to make an executive decision for my own mental health to separate from them. And it was really hard, and I still deal with the consequences occasionally. It is like a loss. I looked at it like a mourning the death of someone because I'm really probably never going to contact them again, which is sad but true. There you go. This next card, sorry. The next card is the Eight of Wands, and that represents right here, or sorry, yeah, right here, which is the past. Oh, hi, Kaylin. Hi, Tamara. What you guys up to? I hope you guys are doing well. And so in the past, I had to, well, this is a card of, I guess you could say burning bridges, burning, and just leaving the past behind. So basically I went on this journey. If you look at the shit, you've got this ship here. So I say, you went on a journey. It looks like it's on fire here. So I say, it looks like you burnt it down. You went somewhere and then you made it so that you cannot go back, which I also think is true. And if we connect that with the Wheel of Fortune here, I would say that it was probably a good move because in the past, I had to move away from something and burn down something in my past so that I can transition into my new karmic cycle. So that all makes sense. And then this next one, where's my book? Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Is this fascinating and is this boring? I don't know. Okay. What am I doing? Oh. Got it. Okay, so I'm just showing you. Top card represents what I say is, what's your shining crown? So this is in the present, right now, today, what is my shining light? And I guess it says, in this deck, in this book, it says, the best that can be achieved. but I say what's crowning you. And it is the six words of wands. So first thing I would do is say, okay, well, let's look. Looks like we've got the wand in our hands, so we are in control of the situation. We've got that balanced triangle, so we have some balance. But this one, is this cups? No, it's wands. You got a cup here. So, I mean, there are people at play, even in this wand card. So I'd say that this is probably saying that I basically have the conductor thing. That's how I would read this. I'm like conducting, and I am going to be teaching yoga real soon, August 1st. Talk to me about it if you're interested. And so I will be conducting, and you guys will be channeling your beautiful spirits, and you will create your own art based on my conducting. And that's why I say Four of Wands is crowning me. And so now the next one in the deck is number 6. Sorry, this is backwards. I know it is. And that is going to be the predicted immediate future. All right. So I don't think I can tell you what your future is. I hope you know that. If you don't know that, I can't. Under my belief system, everybody has a different one. I don't believe in determinism, which means that I think we can create our reality based on what we want, based on what we think. We can make small changes in the world that'll make huge shifts in our lives. If we believed in determinism or fate, then I would be able to say, oh yeah, I can see the future because it's already written, but it's not true. Okay? You write your own destiny in as far as I'm concerned. So when I say the immediate future, these are the energies that I'm manifesting now, the intentions I have now, that will lead to the future given all these circumstances. I got the Hermit. Okay? You might notice this is not one of those suits. There's no cup, there's no sword, there's no wand, and there's no pentacle. The Hermit is a major arcana card. So, first thing I would say, look what's going on. I got these buddies, they're snails. They're going real slow. Okay? I'm looking at this star. I know I can touch it. I am blush with my inspiration. And I don't need that much effort to touch this star. It is a very simple pointing motion. Okay? So given those illustrations, I would say something like, you're slow moving right now. You have all this potential to touch the stars, but right now, I need to just chill, meditate, because you're going to be at a higher level of energy manifesting or whatever, and that takes a lot of energy. And so it makes sense that in the near future, you would have a time of being a hermit. And I can honestly say, I did this on the new moon, which was a couple days ago, I don't know. I wrote a blog post about it if you check my website. But back then, I mean, it's really hard for me to contact all these people, ask for money. I have this awesome thing going in like a week. I'm so excited for it, but it's a lot of that cups energy, that people energy, that extroversion, which is not my strong suit, let's just say. And so the Hermit makes sense for me, given the fact that I've expended all this extroverted energy and now I need to come back a little bit for myself. So that is my immediate future. This next card, which is the Lion now, so this bottom one, is you and your power. Now, I always have a hard time describing what this means to people. I usually say this represents like a summary of all these cards, is what I'll say for a lot of people. But the book says, describes your internal state, current attitude, strength within the context of this reading, which I think all of this says, but this just reinforces it. And I got the Hanged Man. Okay. Everybody in the tarot community knows that the Hanged Man is not the same, it's not the same archetypical language that we use now for Hanged Man in America. In America, Hanged Man has a very racist history to it. This was created before all of that. This was created, it was not talking about anything like that. So if anyone tells you that that's what's going on in this card, it's baloney. I'm sorry. I have a book, The Jungian Tarot and Archetypical Imagery. If you want me to go into the Hanged Man, because it is such an interesting choice of words and imagery, I can read to you from this. Just let me know. But, so when we talk about the Hanged Man in my context, in the tarot world, this means that something out of your control has happened. And you have dealt with it in the most appropriate manner ever, which is to hang loose. So, like, I think that's like a surfer phrase, hang loose. That just means, like, things are out of your control. Just to hang loose. I think that would be really good in yoga, too. Or maybe an inversion pinnacle class. Because things are out of your control right now, but you're not going to move right now. And you don't have to. You just have to stick with your thoughts. Things are going to come around. And I remember when I first started reading the tarot, it was one of the first things I was interested in because it is so weird, the Hanged Man. And they said that the Hanged Man in this imagery, in this context, actually refers to a specific kind of knot around here that, so like, you're hanging, you guys look so weird, and then the Hanged Man actually has to grab it, and he can let himself loose once he has the strength in his abdominals. Okay, so think about how many times you would have to do your abs to get there. You're stuck in a place, make the best of it. Eventually you'll be able to overcome it with the strength that you've had staying in the same situation. Okay, it's a lot about the Hanged Man. Sorry, you guys. I hope that didn't hurt anyone's feelings. If you've got any thoughts about it, let me know. Okay, so now the environment is the next card, so that, you know, it's a line going up. So this is the third to last card. It's my environment right now, and I'm so happy to tell you guys that I got the 10 of Cups. It looks like a rainbow, okay? In the Rider-Waite deck, it is a rainbow, and then there's like kids holding hands and a family looking up at this rainbow with the sun in the background. Here we have 2 rings to signify a holy union. We've got hands going, hey, what's up? We've got love, hearts, and then we've got all these cups here. Okay, so this card represents 10s in general. If you get a 10 from any reading, that represents the end of a cycle as well. With fate cards like the Wheel of Fortune, those are going to be heavier changes. But when you get the end of a minor arcana card, which the suits are, so the cups, the swords, the pentacles, the wands, that is a more day-to-day life change in your life, which I've absolutely seen. It's funny because I am agoraphobic, let's just say that. I was agoraphobic last year. I didn't want to leave the house. I was so freaking scared. And it really affected my relationships with people, which you guys, if you're paying attention, might have seen the 5 of Cups in my past. It's on the floor. 5 of Cups. That was the root of my problem. So the 5 represents sadness, misery, a bad breakup. The 10 represents the final phase in the Cups where I've actually made new friends. And it's true. This group that I have with you guys, I adore it. I love getting online and just being like, oh, look, what's Tanya doing today? You know, what's Chelsea doing? Let's talk to them. Let's just see, like, you know, where would they want to go in the world? That fills my cup. It really does. I know it's so simple, but as a person who wasn't able to leave the house for a really long time, it's I'm just really grateful for you guys. Okay. Okay. Whew. Okay. Okay. Sorry. This next card is the second to last card in our reading. And it represents, I read it two different ways normally for people. And sometimes I let them choose what they think it means after I read them the description. And sometimes I just tell them, I think this is this or that. So this is either going to be advice or hopes and fears. Hopes, fears, or advice. I got the King of Wands. I hate kings. They're really hard for me to read because they mean, like, a mature man, and, like, when is the heck you ever seen one of those? So the King of Wands is a mature man. He could be a redhead. It could be Eric. Hi, Mandy. How you doing? I'm waving at you guys. Oh, I don't know how to use the internet. Whoop. Whoop. Hi, Kaylin. So King of Wands. This guy is, if I do a reading for you, I'll say it might be a fire sign for the astrology, or they might have some fire in their chart. That's just the most basic way to, like, narrow it down. It's a passionate guy, probably successful. And so, like, if you look at the actual imagery, we've got this wand right here, okay? It's on fire because he is, like, just burning with passion. And he's holding the entire city in his hands. I really like this imagery because when you have reached self-actualization, like the kings and queens have, you can carry an entire city in your hands. You can love an entire city. That's what self-actualization does. It allows you to love stuff. And I think I'm almost there. I do have a lot of love for my community, for Detroit, for my online community, for Dearborn, all those people. And that's as much as I have to say about that. It's probably a person in my life, it's probably Eric, because he's amazing. Got super lucky there. So now that I've got all this down, what is the result? The outcome? The probable future? Like I said, I cannot tell you the future. But this is what I got. Is this fabulous or what? I got Strength. It's a Major Arcana card, which means it's a fate card, which means it's an unavoidable thing. It's not just day-to-day pettiness. This rabbit is holding this lion, this male lion, by his chomps, by his chompers. And the lion's just cool with it. He's like, yeah, no, this is great. It's trust. This is trust. When the rabbit and the lion trust each other, there is so much that they can learn from each other. The bond can be super good because it's taming that wild part inside of you, but also loving it. Okay? So you still have the wild side, but you can control it. That is strength. And that is the end of my reading. There you go. So then the next thing that I would do for you in your reading is I would look at this entire story. I would say, okay, we went through every card individually, blah-de-de-blah, blah-de-de-blah. Now, let's see if we can go back and make sense out of A, the things that didn't make sense before, because a lot of times that does happen. It's not always, I'm reading for myself, I'm reading for someone I don't know. So, like, if something doesn't resonate and they don't tell me, the whole thing might be off. That's just the way it is. So there's some communication that goes into it. If you're a quiet person when you're having a reading, I will ask you, like, does this make sense? And then I'll probably do this again at the end. The overall. So overall, it looks like I've managed to come around from an ugly social scene into a new karmic phase in my life where I can use my inspiring nature in order to bring strength to other people, as said in the 10 of Cups. And I can just go that, I can do that forever, because this is all about stories. Humans are storytellers. We love to tell stories. We love to talk about ourselves. Some people love to talk about ourselves. I don't really. I like to talk about you guys. I'm just doing this so you could get like an overview of what it looks like. Okay. But we love stories. And so I'm really just putting these pictures together, putting these archetypical images together, to create a story that resonates with you. And when it does resonate with you, I can see the glow in your face. You're like, how does Rose know this? It's because I'm listening to you, believe it or not. I'm listening. And I am reading not just the cards, but I'm reading what you're telling me. And I'm putting them together in a way that you can kind of just like put a tiny little bow on, post on an Instagram, whatever, and really feel like you learned something about yourself that you didn't know before. Okay? That's all it is. I've always been an atheist. I know. Don't even get me started. But recently, since my awakening last year, and I do call it a spiritual awakening, I can see that a lot of these things that I'm telling you about, how I'm connecting with you, I'm connecting with people that aren't even in the same room as me. I now know that there's a real energetic connection there, and I am privileged to be able to share that with you guys. I really am, because I didn't even know I had it. This was just a fun little journaling exercise thing for me, and now it's like, it's amazing. It's amazing. Now that I can see it a little bit deeper than I did before. So don't ask me to convert to your religion. I'm not gonna, but I kind of get where you're coming from, you guys, now. I know that nothing's as simple as I thought so before. Alright, I'm just gonna check the comments, see if you guys have any questions. Doesn't look like it. Hello, Selena. Yeah, I mean, I can just keep babbling if you want, but if you guys don't have any questions, I'm gonna let you go. Last thing I'm gonna say. If you have not talked to me about the Wild Self-Love workshop that is starting on August 1st, contact me tonight. Comment in the section. I'll DM you. I'll do the hard work contacting you, and we'll get it figured out. I am bundling, hi Selena, I am bundling a free tarot reading into the class because I realized people love this tarot stuff. Who knew? So I'm going to bundle that. If you have had a tarot reading with me this month, I will add the price of that tarot reading to the price of the Wild Self-Love workshop. You won't have to pay both, okay? So there's that. It's going to be 6 weeks long, meditation, yoga, journal prompts, but really it's the energetic effects that you're going to love. We're going to be talking about you. You might not like yourself. A lot of people don't. And this kind of self-care, taking 6 weeks to really get to know yourself in a loving and compassionate way, can change your life. And it can get you set for doing yoga regularly. That's how I started. Well, I started physical therapy. I didn't have a choice. But you guys have the choice. And if you make this intention, I will be there for you. And if you've got me there for you, you never have to worry. And then eventually you can unattach from me and you'll just have it going on. Okay? So please, please, please consider it. I've got 7 or 8 people signed up already, and I have one more person I'm talking to, and my vision was to have 10 people in this course. If you count me, then we only need one more person to sign up, and then my vision is complete. So, peace, love. I'll see you throughout the week. Goodbye.